asserting myself on the defensive end and getting people involved on the offensive end, and I feel like it'll change if I do that.
And then you guys are going to be home for a while.
For a minute,
now.
we got to put some wins.
So I was saying, is there a message to the fan base about the next week and a half?
Keep the energy up. Keep the energy up. We here. We love it. We love y'all. Just keep the energy up. We're going to turn it around for you.
We talk about sneakers.
Sacramento, what is happening? We got to talk about the Sacramento Kings and how important this is the next week and a half, 2-week stretch of Kings basketball. A lot of home games. But what if I told you the Sacramento Kings are still in the mix to getting that 8th spot in the Western Conference? Let's take a look at the current standings right now, currently where things stand right now. There it is. Currently, this is where it is up to date right now. Thunder at 1. The Rockets are at 2. Nuggets at 3. The Grizzlies at 4. The Lakers at 5. The Warriors at 6. Wolves at 7. Clippers at 8. The Kings are at 9th. Yes, as frustrating as it been, the Sacramento Kings are still in 9th place and sitting at 500 with a pivotal homestand coming up starting tomorrow night against the Memphis Grizzlies. But you see the Clippers ahead of us. What if I told you we can possibly still catch the Los Angeles Clippers? And the reason why I think that it's still possible, the 8th spot is still possible. A lot of you guys might think that it doesn't matter if we finish at 8th or 9th. It's not. It's still the same, playing BS and whatnot. Look, I get the frustration of being at 9. I get the fact that you got to win 2 games at 9 to get into the final 8 spot. But what if I told you the Kings could get the 8th spot and all they have to do is just win 1 game and they get the 7th spot? There's some beneficial things of being at 7 and 8 compared to 9 and 10. Let's break it down, because you finish at 8, you get also possibly you're going to probably most likely play the Timberwolves, where if the Warriors somehow fall out of the play-in or the top 6, they go into the play-in, which I highly doubt is going to happen. Most likely you're going to play the Wolves versus 7 versus 8 in Minneapolis. What if I told you if the Kings can go into Minnesota and beat the Wolves? The Wolves don't scare me as much as they did before, honestly speaking. We had a very close season series with the Wolves. Yes, they won the season series, but 3 out of those 4 games were very close and went down to the wire. So I wouldn't mind playing the Wolves as opposed to the Golden State Warriors this year, because obviously they're a better team with Jimmy Butler. They look like they're way more rejuvenated with Jimmy B. But the reason why I believe that the Kings can catch the Clippers and possibly surpass them is knowing that we probably are going to lose to the Clippers. Let me take that back. The season series is tied 2-2 now, and I think that I'm thinking about another team that we're tied up with. But actually, the Clippers won the season series against the Sacramento Kings, and they have the tiebreaker if the record does match up as identical, meaning that if we finish with the same record with the Clippers will get the nod because of the season series. But the Clippers next week and a half, 2-week stretch is going to be pretty difficult, man. Let's take a look at what they got going on and why I think the Kings can definitely make up some ground this upcoming week at being at home. They got a tough game. They play really good, very good teams coming up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, do I think that they're gonna, screw it up? Possibly they can win some of these games that's coming up on their schedule. But when you take a look at the Cavaliers, that's gonna be a tough game. Memphis Grizzlies, OKC, the Knicks. They got a winnable game right there in Brooklyn. Yeah, they got the Cavaliers again, Orlando Magic, and the Pelicans are always tough with Zion in the mix. So the Clippers got a tough stretch coming up. If the Kings can just control their own destiny and take advantage of Clippers losing some games, they can be up there right there in the mix. Now, here's the frustrating thing and difficult thing to say that the Sacramento Kings got a difficult stretch coming up too, man. A lot of home games, yes, but a very brutal home stretch coming up. And let's just take a quick peek at the Kings. So starting tomorrow, they obviously have the game against Memphis tomorrow. Then you got Cleveland at home. Then you got the Bulls at home. That is a second night of a back-to-back. That will be a difficult game despite how bad the Bulls have been. Then you got Saturday, you got Giannis at home against the Bucks. Next Monday night, you have the Boston Celtics in town. Then you got OKC on the second night of a back-to-back. Boy, brutal right there, back-to-back. Then you got the Blazers at home, and then you go to Orlando in 2 Saturdays. So that's where the Kings can definitely make up some ground there. Is it possible to see them surpass the Clippers or possibly be in the same level for the 8th spot for the Clippers? Absolutely. I think that they can definitely catch the Los Angeles Clippers. Will they catch the Los Angeles Clippers? Probably not. But I just think that a lot of fans are kind of just throwing the towel on the season and think that this team has no shot of moving up. Technically, if I'm a betting guy, I think they'll probably stay at 9 just because of the strong opponents that they have, the difficulty of stretch of opponents they have coming up on this homestand is probably going to keep them at number 9. But at the same time, we've seen this team win 5-6 games in a row, and they'll do it at the randomest time at times. So maybe this will light a fire under them. And, hearing Malik Monk earlier from earlier clips from today's practice, they're going to make it up to us. So we shall see. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a pretty fun, brutal, exciting home stretch coming up against these teams. And but keep on the Clippers, man. They're known for choking. They have a tough stretch coming up too. And I think that this next 2-week stretch of basketball is going to really decide if the Kings can move up to the 8th spot and instead of just staying put at 9. Me personally, I would obviously love to see them move up to the 8th spot and have a potential play-in game against the Minnesota Wolves and then possibly win that game, and then you finish at 7th, and then you play the Rockets potentially in the first round. I am all for that. Also, at the same time, finishing at 9, you get a home play-in game, similar to what you did last year when you beat the Warriors in the play-in. You will probably most likely going to play the Phoenix Suns in that play-in, 9 versus 10. Yes, the Suns are beatable. Frustrated the other night that they made 24 three-pointers against the Kings and won that game. But let's face it, they are a beatable team. They don't play no defense, and the Kings can definitely beat the Suns. But then you play the loser out of the Wolves and the Clippers in a single elimination game for the 8th spot. I'm all for that as well, but I just feel like there's less pressure. 8th spot is when it comes to the play-in, the 7th and the 8th spot are the positions to be in because you have a chance to win 1 game out of 2 tries. And whereas it's more pressure on the 9th versus 10 to get in because you got to win 2 games. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this situation with the Sacramento Kings, where they stand right now. Are they good enough to survive this 2-week stretch of basketball and potentially get some help from the Clippers by losing some of their games to jump ahead and get the 8th spot? Or they're not good enough? Pete, it's over. Pete, you're delusional. Pete, stop it. They're going to finish at 9. If they're going to finish at 9, we shall see. I really do hope that Malik Monk is ready to back up his words because I do want to believe Malik Monk, and I hope that they do it for us, man. I hope that they have a good 2-week stretch, and I hope that they make it up to us because they need to make it up to us. So with that being said, greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend. Have yourself a great Sunday evening. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.